Hi and welcome or welcome back to BookTube with Amy. So today is going to be a slightly different video. I'm going to start a new wee mini series on the channel with me getting my library sorted. So in April last year, me and Simon finally moved house. We moved from our wee one-bedroom flat, which was our wee hobbit hole because we had so many books surrounding us, to our proper house, which we bought. Very exciting, and one of the things that we are most excited about is getting our library all sorted and organised. We, between us, have about just over 1,800 books. We're both humongous readers and terrible book collectors, so we have quite a fair few books. So we're turning the biggest bedroom in our house into our own library, and we are getting a company to come in and they're going to build us floor-to-ceiling bookcases, wee wheelie ladder. The lot is going to be gorgeous. But before that can happen, we need to get our library sorted because it has become a bit of a dumping ground, to be honest with you. I got given lots of boxes from my parents' house which are filled with books I had there from when I was little, because I didn't have room for them in the flat, but now that we've moved, they were like, take all your stuff back. Totally get it. So I have all of those that I need to go through and decide if there are any books in there that I want to keep or if there is anything I want to get rid of. And then I also want to do a bit of a purge off the shelves, because there's some books on here that I have either read and really didn't like or DNF'd that I want to get rid of, or there are some that they've just been there for a while and I don't think that I will get around to reading them. At the moment on our bookcases we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bookcases, and they are filled with currently just our paperbacks. All of our hardbacks are still in boxes behind these bookcases. So I'm going to go through all my paperbacks, decide what I am unhauling, and then I will get out all the hardbacks, go through those, decide what of those I am keeping and what I am unhauling. So I thought it would be fun to document it, and then once we have done that and we start getting the library in and built, I thought it would be cool to show you a bit of a transformation as to how it is currently, which is basically just our bookshelves from our flat that we brought here as a temporary storage solution so that we could get some of our books unpacked into the glorious, beautiful, aesthetic library that I hope it will be. So today I thought it would be fun if we went through all of the books that I brought back from my mum and dad's house, if we went through those boxes and decided what I am keeping, what I am throwing away. You guys might find it interesting, you'll get to see what baby Amy was reading, and I thought it would be fun. So this is just some footage of our library setup at the moment. And then all those boxes that are in there behind those bookcases, it goes right along to the end where that bell jar is, and that is filled with boxes of hardback books. And then we have this side here, and then I have boxes and bags all on the floor of books from my mum and dad's to go through today. So I have collated all my bags and boxes into one big pile in front of me and then a little small pile on the table, so we can just go through them and decide what I'm keeping and what I am getting rid of. I feel like probably most of these are going to be kept. I feel like a nostalgia perspective. But if there's anything that I am unhauling that you are interested in, please let me know and I can get it sent to you, because I would rather it went to a good home. So first up I have 3 of the Creepers books. This is a series I really loved when I was younger, by Edgar J. Hyde. I will definitely be keeping all 3 of these. These sparked my love of horror for a young age, so they are definitely getting kept. And this one, The Wishing Well, was my absolute favourite, and probably about every year or so I remember it exists, but I can never remember the name yet. I just remember the premise, and then I like spend about half an hour on Google trying to find out what it is so that I can be like, Simon, this book, and he's like, I know, we did this 6 months ago. So yep. And then I have 3 of the Judy Moody books, and these are by Megan MacDonald. I absolutely adored these. Judy is the perfect stroppy wee teen. She's great, and I will be keeping every single one of these as well. Oh, I've just realised I have 2 Judy Moody's Saves the World, so I will get rid of one of the copies and I'll keep the other one. And then I have Peter Morwood, The Warrior's Domain. Something that I really enjoyed when I was little is just like really obscure fantasy, and my dad would get them from the library and then he would read them to me while I was in bed. I can't say that I particularly remember anything about this one, but I will probably keep it just for nostalgia reasons. I then have Fairy Tale, A True Story. I'm not actually sure who wrote this. Novelisation by Monica Culling, but it's based on the film that was meant to be based on a true story, and I was obsessed with that film when I was younger. I was really into like whether or no fairies were real, so I obviously was a fan of this book, but I think I'll probably get rid of this. I don't see me ever picking it up. It doesn't bring back too many memories. Then I have King Max the Last by Dick King-Smith. This was a younger Amy who would have read this, much younger, like primary school age, and I can remember this story so vividly. It was brilliant, so this is definitely getting kept. Then I have 3 Jacqueline Wilson books. I have Girls in Love, Girls Under Pressure and Sleepovers. I was a humongous Jacqueline Wilson fan, and a couple of years ago for Christmas I had the urge to reread a wackier books, but these were all in storage at mum and dad's house, so Simon bought me a box set. Any Jacqueline Wilsons that are not in that box set I will be keeping. So I don't have Girls in Love or Girls Under Pressure, so I'm going to keep both of those. I do have Sleepovers, however I am going to keep my old version of Sleepovers, and I'm going to unhaul the new unread one from the box set that Simon got me, just because there's something like a bit nostalgic about that old copy. I can't bear to part with it, and there's no need to have 2. And then I have Beast Quest. I had quite a few of these Beast Quest books. These are by Adam Blade. I don't remember them in huge detail. I probably don't think that I'll keep this. I don't think it's something that I would reach for. Again, it's not like a Jacqueline Wilson where it brings back all those memories, so I'll unhaul this one. And then I have some really beautiful complete works of Charles Dickens. This is Nicholas Nickleby and David Copperfield. Absolutely gorgeous editions, and these were from my granda. He had this collection, and then when he passed away I got all of these. I will definitely be keeping these. And then I have Call of the Wild by Jack London. I have never read this. I will probably never read it, but even at a young age I had a thing for pretty books, and this just looked so beautiful on the shelf. It's leather bound, it's got the gold writing on it, so I just thought it was beautiful and needed it for my shelf, obviously, but it's not something that I am ever going to read, and space is scarce for books these days, so I'm going to unhaul this one, even though it is a beautiful edition. Then I have a really old beaten up copy of Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Again, these are ones that my dad read to me when I was little. He read me The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and I was obsessed with The Hobbit. There was like a cartoon animated version, and I would just watch it constantly. It was my favourite thing ever, so I'll be keeping this. Although me and Simon have other editions, I don't think that I could part with this. Then I have Goosebumps, You Can't Scare Me by Ariel Stein. Again, she's a horror gal. She loved all the Goosebumps books as a kid, so these will be getting kept. And then we have The Tall Tales of Dracula's Daggers, Return of the Count by Gary Morecambe. I loved this when I was younger. This is one that I remember getting, I think I was in like primary 5 maybe, and in the UK when we have parents' evening they often have like book stalls set up, and it's basically like if you get a good report you can go and your parents can buy you books, which like is a great incentive. And I remember harping on and harping on and harping on that I wanted this book. We got time out of class to go and peruse all the books so that you knew sort of what you were wanting. before your parents' evening, so that when you went in and you got a good report, you could be like, Mum, I want this. And I remember I wanted this so bad. It was like giving me pure gothic dark vibes. This is the second in a series. I didn't ever own the first, nor did I ever read the first, but I didn't care. I just absolutely loved it. I thought that the cover was really freaky, especially for it being a kid's book, so this is definitely getting kept. I have quite a lot of cookbooks in here. I was really into baking. I'm still really into baking, but this is 30 Yummy Things to Cook and Eat. This was another one that I got from one of those book stalls for getting a good report. This is just different wee recipe cards for things that you can make, and it's all like wee simple recipes so that you can make them with kids. I'll keep these just because they're good to have around. Then we have more Creepers books, another 2, definitely getting kept. We have Midnight by Jaclyn Wilson, and this isn't in the box set that Simon got me, so this will be getting kept as well. It's not very much an Unhaul video, I feel. And then I have a mini sagas book. So in the UK, again, we have writing competitions in our school sometimes where you can get your short stories, or in this case mini sagas, published in a book. So my school did this one and my story's published in here, so this will get kept. Then we have Dragonlance Heroes Volume 1, The Legend of Huma. Again, probably one that my dad read to me when I was little, so this will be getting kept. God, I'm terrible at this. Smelly Science. This again was another one that I got at the book fairs at school. It was a funny wee read. It's probably not something that I will ever go back to and never pick up, but am I going to keep it? I absolutely. Dreams, Hidden Meanings and Secrets, and I don't even know who writes this one because it doesn't say it on it. It just says by Toffee Books, who must be the publisher, but this will get unhauled. I was quite into dreams and their meanings when I sort of hit 12 and 13. I don't believe that my dreams have any meanings other than that I'm a nutter, but we know this, so this can get unhauled. And we have Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring, an edition that doesn't even match the second book in the series that I have. Will I keep it? Yes. And then I have Dragonlance Volume 2, Stormblade, I'll keep this. I have Charles Dickens, Christmas Stories, this will get kept. Right, humongous pile of books, 3. Then we have Dragonlance Preludes, Kendermore. So this was like a sequel, no it was not, a prequel series to the other Dragonlance books. I'll keep that. And then I have My Brother's Ghost by Alan Alberg, and this was great. Again, got it at the school book fair and I went home and I finished it that night. It is written in almost like poem type prose. It was brilliant. I'll definitely keep that. I have Wild Track, Winner and Trespass, The English Eagles, which is a collection from the Reader's Digest. I won't ever pick this up or read it, but again, this is obviously one of the ones that I was just like a wee magpie attracted to because it's got that beautiful classic cover with the gold writing, but I'll unhaul this. And this is another Reader's Digest edition. This has Her Name Will Be Faith, The Heart of the Valley, Jack and The Charm School. Again, I'm never going to pick this up. I don't even know any of the authors who have written any of these stories so far, so this can get unhauled. This is another one. This has Wild Track by Bernard Cornwell, Winner by Maureen O'Donoghue. Oh, this is actually another copy, the one that I unhauled earlier, so I must have like pilfered 2. It can get unhauled. Another one here. The Wild Children, Felice Holman, Voices in the Wind, Evelyn Anthony, The Diary of a Medical Nobody, Kenneth Lane, and A Dinner of Herbs by Catherine Cookson. Again, I'm never going to read it. It's going to get unhauled, even though they're gorgeous editions. Then I have another Jaclyn Wilson, which is Double Act. Again, I will keep this unless it is also in my set, and then I will unhaul one of them, probably the newer edition. Another Goosebumps book, Revenge of the Garden Gnomes, classic. This will be getting kept. Another Beast Quest book. This is the 3rd one. I'm going to unhaul this because I unhauled the 2nd one. Then we have Puka Hotfoot by Tom Richards. I do not have any memory of this at all, but it's a football themed book. I don't know, is it like a horror-y one? So you want to be a professional footballer, do you? You think you'd do anything to get there? You'll think again, because that's what Larkin's lot wanted and all they got was hell. So it sounds like it might be a horror-y one, but it's no one that I particularly remember. I'm just going to get rid of it. Then we have another Dragonlance book, Legends, War of the Twins. Again, volume 2. I don't know why I have second volumes of everything, but I will keep this. Then we have the Bed and Breakfast Star. I am fairly sure that this is in the set that Simon got me. And again, if it isn't, I will keep this. If it is, I will unhaul one of them. Then we have my Narnia books that I had in a set from when I was little. We already have another set of these on the shelves, but I am keeping these. I just remember so vividly reading them. I absolutely loved them. They were just a wee duology. They have several books in the one binding and I loved it. I have such a vivid memory of reading The Lion Witch in the Wardrobe for the first time and just bawling my eyes out when Aslan died and running downstairs and being like, I am not reading this book, and being told just to continue and carry on, it would be fine. So I'll definitely keep these. They're great. And then some of my much younger books, I have The Golden Egg, and this is by Maggie Keane. I will keep this. I had about 1 million of these tiny little thin hardback cartoon Disney books when I was growing up. I had loads of them. This one's Pinocchio, and I will keep that. I have Read a Picture, Let's Go. I do remember this from when I was really young, and so basically it's got like a sentence and then a picture, and whatever the picture is fills in like the rest of the sentence. I will keep this. I have The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Again, no one that I would have read when I was younger. I've just collected it for the cover. However, this is one that I will keep. I think we would probably go back and we would read this if we were going to read any of the ones that I have previously unhauled, so I'll keep this one. Round 4, so I didn't have the double act, so I'm keeping that. I did have the Bed and Breakfast Star, but I'm going to keep my original copy and unhaul the new copy. Then have Family Story by Alison Scott Skelton. It is missing its dust jacket. I do not remember anything about this book, so it'll be getting unhauled. Then have a book called Scottish Jokes. I feel like I am a Scottish joke, so I don't need this. This will be getting unhauled. Catherine Cookson, The Bondage of Love. I have never read this book. Don't think it's mine. I think it's been snuck in here, but it's getting unhauled. I then have a whole chunk of the Charles Dickens collections. I will be keeping every single one of these. So we have Great Expectations, Old Curiosity Shop, which is great, American Notes and Pictures from Italy. I've never heard of this one. David Copperfield, Pickwick Papers, Bleak House, Pickwick Papers again, another one, Edwin Drood, Master Humphrey's Clock, A Tale of Two Cities, the second part of Old Curiosity Shop, and Christmas Stories 1. So these will all be getting kept and they're going to look absolutely gorgeous on my shelves. Right, final pile of books from my parents. And while I was getting this one sorted, I actually decided just to unhaul my Lord of the Rings and Two Towers books because I have other copies, don't need them, so they're going to go as well. My first pile here is a lot of annuals. I don't know if they do this in any other country, but specifically in Scotland they bring out annuals when it's coming to like Christmas, New Year time. And we have the Bruins and our Willie, which are typically Scottish ones, but then they also have like the Beano and the Dandy. So these are a mix and we'll just go through these and decide if I want to keep any of them. So this is the Dandy Annual from 2003. I want to keep it, but the thing is I'm probably never going to read it. I'm going to unhaul it. And then we have the Bruins. Again, I'm probably, it was sort of like you get your annual and then on Christmas Day where it's like that lull where the adults are sorting dinner and they're getting ready, like you would sit and read your annuals, or at least that's how it happened in my house, and I don't feel like I'm going to go back and I'm going to read them, so I'm going to get rid of them. The Beano Annual 2003, we'll get rid of that one. This is a Bruins and Our Willie mashup one. I'm going to get rid of this one as well. Another Bruins and Our Willie one, this is the 1960s revisited, so they did a reprint of some of the older ones and it breaks it down year by year, sort of for some of the most popular stories. Again though, I'm never going to read that, I'm going to get rid. And then I have the Bruins and Our Willie, the Fab 11 at Glebe Street. Again, it's just another recollection. This is from 1960 to 1969. Then the Bruins and Our Willie, just it doesn't have the year on this one, 1936 to 1946, so this is the early years edition. I was really into these when I was a kid, so I do have quite a few, but I think it's time to let them go. So the last 3 books that we have to talk about is another Reader's Digest edition. So this has Hunted, The Chamber by John Grisham, The Homecoming by Mary Lyde, and Lost in the Himalayas. Again, I'm going to unhaul this. I've unhauled the rest of them. Another Reader's Digest edition, and this is Hot Money by Dick Francis, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, H.F. Saint, Seal Morning, Rowena Farry, and Red Coat by Bernard Cornwell. I'm going to unhaul it. The last book is another Reader's Digest edition, and this has Tsunami by Richard Martin Stern, The City of Joy by Dominique Lepare, Spearhead by Peter Driscoll, and Hunter's Moon by Gary Kilworth. And again, this is going to get unhauled. So out of all of those books, in the end I unhauled 28, which is not a bad number at all. So overall I'm really pleased with that. We'll see how many of them escape the unhaul box back onto the shelf before we get the library done. I'm hoping none of them, so let me know again if anybody's interested in any of them and I'll happily send them out to you. Hopefully you are enjoying everything that you're reading at the moment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!